Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from ICM, and it's a kit in 135 scale. So what we actually get here is ZiL-131 with a driver from Armed Forces of Ukraine. So you get the painting schemes which you can see on the box art, and what I have here on the table, that's the final shape of this release, and the kit number 35019 is something what you will be able to get from Modelimex, for example. It should be already available there, and overall box size, I would say it's rather typical for such type of release from ICM. So here is comparison with my hand. As I said, the box art is quite nice, and here on the side you'll find also some safety note and information about the kit. So in terms of the parts count, we get 230 plus 15 parts, and assembled model will be 212 millimeters long. And on the opposite side you can see also here the side profile for the truck and for the driver, but I sincerely hope that we'll get a bit more of the marking options available here. So I'm opening the box because it's sealed with the plastic tape, and if the tape is cut through, it means that the box was obviously opened before you. But in the meantime, I can also remind you that there are different versions of the ZiL-131 released by ICM, and in several scales, by the way. So you can check them on my YouTube channel. These were quite nice model kits, and they might be handy for some diorama ideas. So I'm opening now the box, which is rather typical or classical already for ICM. As you can see, that's the color printed top section. And inside we get this white cardboard box, and if I open it, here is what we have inside. So all frames are sealed into, well, not sealed, but packed into one plastic bag, because it's a resealable plastic bag. That's why I was actually fixing myself. And now I just need to open it, so just give me a moment. I guess the driver is also packed together with the truck parts, but we will see it further in the video. First, let's start with the plastic sprue B, because here we get the parts for the front cap, and I just need to open the lenses probably a bit. Now you can see what we will be talking about here. So this is the separate bonnet. We also get the dashboard, we get the separate windscreen frame and the rear wall. Here is the radiator grille, and everything looks rather nice. I mean, for this scale it looks fine, and I really doubt that you'll be building the clean vehicle with this type of the truck. So here everything will be dirty and weathered, and here from the opposite side you can see also some of the guiding elements. So everything looks nice, and the separate bonnet obviously might be handy for showing what is inside, because the engine here is also included. So really useful feature in my opinion, and in 135 scale it's even more valuable. So next we continue with the clear plastic sprue. I will show it in a second. Here it is. So here we have all of the glasses for the rear section and also for the front cap. Everything looks rather nice, and I'm not sure if we actually get the masks included here. So meaning the masking templates, because usually, well, in some of the kits, ICM supplies also the masking templates. So this one might be also the lucky one which will get it in the assembly manual. So next we can see the wheel rims. And as you can see, we have the central locks. They are molded separately, but overall these parts look okay. And as you can guess, the tires will be vinyl. So this is something what you cannot avoid unless you buy some aftermarket set which will be actually fixing this thing on your truck. And in 135 scale this might be something to consider, because such upgrade is usually noticeable and it actually looks a bit more convincing, and on the truck with 6 wheels it will be even more noticeable. So here we continue with the panels for the rear section. We also have this chassis frame. Another one will be on the next sprue, do not worry, it's not that this part was forgotten or else. So it's the sprue C2, and here you can see another chassis bar. We have also the separate panels. The doors are molded separately, but as far as I remember, the interior is rather scarce. So if you would like to open the doors, then you have to think how to add a bit more details inside, and that might be a bit of a challenge, because you will be basically doing the scratch building, and not all modelers are up for such thing. Next, I would like to show these vinyl tires, which I already mentioned, so camera is focused now. And as you can see, these are typical vinyl tires. We do not have any details on the tire walls, but for some modelers, this should be more than enough for the standard build. And we have here the set of 7 wheels. And if you wonder why, because we also get the spare wheel copied in vinyl, so this is a really nice attention to the small details, I would say. Next, another clear plastic sprue, and this one is also packed into the separate plastic bag, so I will show it in a second. And it looks like this, and I think now we have a really perfect opportunity also to show that it will be actually using these cutouts on the rear section panels. So that's why those parts, those clear parts, they are so small, because they will be used for the rear. Next, we continue with the sprue D. So this one is dedicated to the exhaust, steering wheel, and also headlamp guards. I know that some modelers are actually replicating those guards with a metal wire. Again, this requires a certain bit of skill from you, so if you are up for such task, then definitely go for it, because it will look a bit more natural, and it will be also something what you can bend and replicate a slight damage, because again, those parts are also rarely staying in touch and in a straight, pristine shape. Next, we continue with the driver. So this is the sprue H1. And here maybe I'll zoom in, because these are relatively new parts. As you can see, we have a slightly modified seat so that it will accommodate the bottom of the driver. And here you can see also the body parts of the driver. So this is rather typical parts division for a 135 scale. If I flip it over here, you can see also the parts from the opposite side. And everything looks fine. There are no guiding elements, as you can notice. So this is something what you have to work around. But I'm mentioning it only because it is very important to get the smooth connection between these parts so that it won't look like a toy soldier. Next, we continue with the various equipment which will be made or installed under the main chassis. As you can see, that's the fuel tank. We also get the various subframes, and everything looks nice. Maybe these guards can be replicated again with a metal wire. If you would like to have the thin parts made out of metal, then go for it. Because again, you can replicate the bent parts, and that's not something what you can do easily with the plastic. It's achievable, but it requires a bit of a time and patience, and you can damage the part, and there are no spare parts included here. Next, the last gray plastic sprue. So this one is dedicated to the fuel tanks, engine, and other mainframe bars or chassis bars. These ones will not be used as far as I remember, because we need the ones which are compatible with the rear section, which we saw just a few minutes ago. So that's why we have what we have here. But the wheel axles, the suspension, the engine, they are nicely detailed. Maybe they deserve also some additional wiring here, but it might be a good idea also to expose the engine on the finished model. Next, we continue with the decals. So these ones are supplied on 2 sheets. Here is the first one, and what is interesting, because here is the name of the kit where it comes from originally. But as you can see, this digital pattern is actually a useful thing, because you will be able to replicate it without any unnecessary masking. It's well, masking is a bit tedious procedure, so that's why I'm saying that's a good thing that it's included here. And we also get the army symbols and the license plates here on the separate decal sheets. Also, the printing quality is really good, so it's just a matter of applying them. And usually ICM decals do not have any problems with the application as well. So here we continue with the assembly manual. That's a color printed brochure. We have short history note and technical specifications here. If I open it, we see plenty of red color, meaning that some parts will not be used at all. And as you can see, the chassis bars, for example, the ones which we were discussing, and also some of the figurine parts even, so pay attention. And the assembly process starts with the main chassis. So here you have to combine a lot of bars together, and then you continue with the fuel tanks from both sides. And also here is the engine with the gearbox, and then the radiator grille and the full wheel drive system. Then we have the rear axle. As you can see, again, wheels are installed at this moment, but obviously modelers will not be following this. They will be painting and weathering the wheels separately and then just getting them into the spot. But you can also try to follow these instructions. And next we continue here with more views on the frontal section, also some of the shock absorbers for the front suspension. The front cap just starts here on the step 53, and again it might be worth to think through how to add more features to the front cap, maybe open the doors as well to show what is hidden inside, because the doors are molded separately and here they are shown in a closed or shut position, but it's a shame to leave it like this, and the same applies to the bonnet, which is again shown in the shut position. Next we continue with the rear section. So the rear section is rather simple in terms of the assembly, because these are just separate panels which should be combined together, and then we also install the clear parts, of course. And as you can see, there are no items which will be placed inside, on the outside, and that's why the doors are assembled shut again, but remember that they are molded separately, so it might be used in some diorama ideas. Here we have the spare wheel in this one-piece bracket, also the railings on the roof, and then it just gets installed onto the frame. And here we have only one marking option, so that's why I was saying check your references, because you might be able to replicate more of the marking ideas, especially in a 1/35 scale. This might be a worthy procedure to have something original and different from the out-of-the-box version. And as I said in the beginning, this kit is already available. You can buy it together with other novelties on ModeliMax webshop. I will be happy to hear your opinion, so do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.